Hey, this is Dave and Rich again from housebarons.com, and today we're going to show you how to fix a rotted window. This window that we have here is about 18 years old, and somehow water was getting in here, and you can see it's really done a job on this window. And our job is, rather than try to replace the window, we're going to replace this section of wood from here to here. And in doing so, we'll refresh this window and make it usable, as opposed to having to spend $300 or $700 on a new window or a replacement window. As you can see there, the rot is pretty extensive, and it just comes right apart. There's nothing, literally nothing to this window. And so you can see the joinery here at the end, and that's where we're going to go ahead and cut that piece out there all the way to over here. And once we remove that piece, we'll be ready to put the new one in.
Hi, can I break it?
Go ahead. I got my helper here deconstructing the window, and there's an awful lot to get rid of, and it's oh, okay, stop, let go. All right.
Yeah, we didn't
so
want that piece coming off.
Yeah, that
right?
piece. That's how weakly it was attached.
Attached, but
Okay, you take the wood out of there, but don't move that piece. Maybe bring it this way.
bring it.
No, slide the wood. Yeah. Will it slide? No. Okay.
I'm just gonna get that.
Okay. So this is the bottom, the outside. Let's see. Yeah, this is the bottom outside of the aluminum cladding of the window, and we're going to put that back in place after we cut a new piece of this right here. Okay, so this is all that remains. This one piece here just slides right out of the bottom frame, and that frame right there is on the
Look.
outside.
I can't really see it.
It's
Look.
okay. That frame's on the outside portion, and we'll go ahead and get a piece of wood that's going to fit within this channel and on the exterior of this piece right here. The next thing is to just take this hammer and tap this other piece out. There we go. And that's what we have left, is just the piece of glass minus the bottom portion of that frame. Now we've got to make a piece that'll fit that.
I can see it. I don't know very easily.
Yep, there it goes. Pretty easy.
I like this part. Comes off very easy.
So what I've got here is a replacement board, and we're cutting out what amounts to a couple dovetails in the corner. And once I get those cut out, it will just slide right onto the frame, and then we'll glue that aluminum strip, this aluminum strip right here, we'll glue that to it as well, so we can have some semblance of a finished window. All right, so the goal here is, it turns out to make this board fit, it's a little more complicated than I had planned. And so this if you can see that notch right there, this quarter of the board we have to cut out so that it fits in the frame and overlaps the glass. And of course all my tools are not here, so all I have to work with is hand tools. And so it can be done, it's just a slow and tedious process. And so I'm just taking a regular crosscut saw and going in the groove like that. I started the groove real slowly. Just go back and forth halfway. That's a little cumbersome. And so now I'm going to start the other side, the other half of the cut. If you had a router or a Dremel or a circular saw, or best of all a table saw, this would be way easier and way faster. But this at least shows that you can do it with just bare basic tools, and you can do a complete repair. The only tools I have are a crosscut saw, a back cut saw, and a chisel and a hammer. And those 4 tools, and you have everything you need. Just being able to measure with those 4 tools, you can get this repair done. But again, better tools make the job a lot faster and probably a lot more accurate. And so what I'm doing is I'm just starting the cut in this board. And once I get it all the way, a groove all the way down the board, then I can start sawing. And thus far, I haven't cut myself, and haven't had any disaster happen yet. So, got to be happy about that whenever you do a project and there's no wounds or broken pieces. All right, so the cut made it about 80% through on both sides, and so now I'm just taking this chisel and break out the section that I cut, and we'll just clean it up with the chisel as well. And I'm using cedar, which is great for rot, great for outdoors, great for bugs, but it's very splintery wood, so you have to be more gentle with this. So just clean this up now with a chisel, get a nice square groove. Okay, there's the window, the new piece put back in, and we put some sealant in between the wood and the glass, and some glue on the ends there before we put that in. And it needs a little bit more sanding and trimming. Oh yeah, and then we did cut in we used a chisel there to cut in a recess place for the mechanism. But other than that, it's looking pretty good. So now it's time just to reinstall and make sure everything works, and then we'll go ahead and paint her up. All right, well there's the window installed. And now all we have left to do, there's the piece of wood that we added, and it's just lacking this aluminum trim piece. So all we have to do, and it's a little hard to do one-handed, but is to snap that in, and then we're going to glue that back on and let it sit for a little bit, and we'll be good to go. Took a little bit of time, but blended into a second day. But after we get the paint on it, it'll be good as new. Alright, so we're done. We've got the final aluminum cladding on the outside glued on. We've attached a little weather strip there because the original one came off, but it's all just basically a pinch fit between the cladding and the window itself. And now we wait for it to dry. After that, we'll just go ahead and add some touch-up paint on the inside, and it'll be done. Not too difficult to repair, probably 3-4 hours total time, and that was all with hand tools. So you could definitely speed that up and make it a little bit easier process with say a circular saw or a router. Hope this helps with your window repair needs. If this was helpful, please hit the like button, and that helps us out a lot. We appreciate it. Thanks again for viewing, and we'll see you next time.